Welcome to the C-Suite, where we are helping women to create choices in their careers. On this episode, we're going to be talking about really kind of what it is that you want and how do you go after it. Our first guest is Jamila Kiari. She is a Waterloo Region fashion blogger and influencer, and she's really taken this hobby that she's had and turned it into a profitable career. And that's what she's going to be talking about today, is really the top 3 steps that you can take your talent and turn it into a profitable career. So welcome, Jamila, to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be on here today.
I'm really excited to be talking about this idea because you really took this hobby that you were doing around blogging and you shifted it into really a career that's now actually paying you to do what you love.
Yes, absolutely. Basically, how it started was I had to identify my talent, and I said to myself, what can I do for fun and still earn a little bit of money doing it? And that was how it started. I love writing, I love blogging, and I just wanted to capture people's stories and brand stories with regards to African fashion. And that was how I started my blog, and it's been here ever since.
And you really bring a really nice, colorful, unique perspective around African fashion to the local style scene. So where did you come up with the idea to focus in on fashion?
Well, when I started drilling down to find my talent, I identified that I loved writing. But then what would I write about? So I started to think, I started to do some digging deeper, some soul searching, and then I realized that I could write about fashion. That's one topic that I could write about, never get tired of or bored about it. But then, as the blogging boom back then, there were so many blogs and so many fashion blogs. It was very saturated. And I said, well, if I'm going to blog about fashion, I have to niche down. And so part of my market research was to niche down and figure out where can I carve a space for myself. And African fashion came up because at that time there was, people wearing African fashion, some celebrities, some designers in the diaspora, like in Canada and the USA, starting to use these African print fabrics and accessories in their design. So I started to blog about African fashion that way to highlight those stories because you couldn't find them in the mainstream glossy magazines. And I said, you know what? I'm going to create my blog around African fashion so people can come and read about this stuff.
Mm. And now when you talk about talent, you're saying how you're kind of exploring, what your talents are. Do you see talent as a strength? Like, are they the same or are they different to you?
I see talent definitely as a strength because it's something that is our natural habitat. You can do it naturally and you excel at it by natural means. So if you have a talent, say you're very good at baking cookies and you bake the best cookies in the region, I think that that's something that you should definitely look at taking it, to the next level.
Mm-hmm. And now part of this is all about really helping others to identify really those top 3 steps for identifying that talent. Kind of what are these 3 steps that you like maybe you went through yourself or that you can share with viewers today?
Okay, so for me, I would suggest following these 3 strategies. First of all, you have to identify the talent. And I have a strategy for doing that. Basically, you have to sit down and ask yourself a couple of questions. And one of them I did mention before, such as, what can I do for fun and earn some money doing it? And the second question is, where can I really see myself being successful for the most? And then the third question is, what frustrates me the most when I see people doing it poorly? Because chances are, if there's something that frustrates you and it's done poorly, then you are the solution. You can go in there and put your personal touch on it, and then it would just be beautiful. So those are the 3 top questions to find your talent. If those don't work, I would suggest asking people around you, what am I good at? What do you see that I do really, really well that you think that, is going to make me excel or I could turn it into a profitable business? And then after you've done that, you have to do some market research. So when I found my talent of writing, I did do some market research in the blogging scene to figure out what blogs are out there, what are my competitors doing, and where can I really carve a space for myself? Is there even a demand in the market for what I want to offer? And so those are the kind of things that I would suggest people do in terms of market research to find out, is there a market or is there a gap in the market for what they want to offer? And then after that, they can start to test and structure their products and services, and then just put it out there and see how it's received.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea how you said basically if you don't necessarily know your talents, because again, we sometimes we just do things and we're so naturally good at certain things that we don't see it
Right.
as a talent or a strength. So I like the idea of the fact that you said you have to go ask, you have to ask for feedback.
Yes, because most of the time when we do things that come naturally to us, we don't notice. But other people notice because they've known us for a while, they've watched us. Maybe it's at work, maybe it's a family member that has seen us grow over the years. We can actually ask them, and because they have these fresh set of eyes, they would be able to tell us what is it that we are really good at.
And you've really taken your blogging to really becoming now an influencer. You have over 10,000 followers on Instagram. At what
Absolutely.
point did you shift from blogging to influencing?
Yes, so there were a lot of bloggers on the internet, and the space became very, very saturated. And then around that time, Instagram as a platform for social media came out, and then there were a lot of bloggers who hopped on it, and then they started becoming influencers. So that was about the time where things started to shift from blogging to influencing, because a lot of people were saying, well, if I can't make it blogging, in blogging, then I can make it as an influencer on Instagram. So seeing these trends and trying to do the market research and stay on top of things, I decided that I have to add this to my portfolio in order for me to be marketable.
Mhm. And when you're making this shift from blogging to influencing, what challenges did you experience, if any?
Well, challenges like not having any followers at all and trying to learn about social media marketing and communications on social media definitely was a challenge, trying to grow my audience and try to figure out like what works, what doesn't work, and where can I, bring something special to the blogging scene on social
Mm.
media.
And how did you kind of overcome those challenges? Again, everyone has to start from zero, zero followers. How did you get from zero to 10,000 plus?
Well, I read a lot of blogs on the internet about social media marketing and Instagram marketing. And one of the things I did was just to be social. It is social media. You have to be social. So you have to comment on other people's posts. They will come back to your page and like your page if they love what you have to offer. Then you build that relationship with them. You nurture the relationship. And then I ran a lot of contests, giveaways, lots of things where an incentive to win was to follow me and be a part of my community. And that's how it took off from there.
Mhm. Now you've really, you've learned lots, you've overcome lots of obstacles. We really taking this hobby into a profitable career. Any advice you have in the last few, really the last few seconds that we have that you would give to anyone considering, oh, can I really turn this hobby into a career? Any piece of advice?
I would say just go for it. Don't be afraid to take the first step. Everything happens step by step. And as you jump into it, everything that you need, all the resources, the people, the finances will all come together as you take that one step forward.
That's a great piece of advice. So thank you so much for being here today and sharing your journey from being a hobbyist to now a fashion blogger and influencer, really for Waterloo Region. So thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
Okay. And please, to our viewing audience, please stick around. We're going to be heading into a commercial break. And when we come back, we're really going to be talking to an organization that's all about helping women to find work that works for them. We will be right back.